Hello, good afternoon, and great day to every one of you, and welcome to APU Postgraduate webinars today. My name is Jace, and I will be the host for these sections. Okay, so the topic of this section actually will be the towards data science. So while we are waiting more people to enter to our live chat, live webinar today, so maybe I will just let you all know we actually having our postgraduate open days today until 5 p.m. So feel free to drop by, okay, to visit us, and we will actually give you a consultation and campus tour. So according to the research findings, actually from various sources online, you can see the career opportunities in data science, data analytics has been increasingly tremendously recently, so recent years. So you may want to know more about how is it actually, okay, what will it be going on? Is it a big things, okay, for the futures? So if you want to know and to understand more in depth about this, so let's invite our speaker of these sections, Dr. Noshad, okay, from the Faculty of Computing, Engineering and Technologies, to share to you more in depth in these subjects. So Dr. Noshad, over to you. Are you ready?
Thank you, Jace. Thanks for your introduction. Let me have my slides on. So hope it is fine at your end, Jesse. All right.
Yes, Dr. Noshad, we see that. It's online. Yeah.
Hi, and good afternoon, everyone. Today, I'm presenting this topic called Towards Data Science. Let me introduce, I'm Naushad, Senior Lecturer from Faculty of Computing, Asia Pacific University. And today, my topic is sharing some data about data science. So I hope nobody would deny this fact. All the business and the whole world is leaning towards this data science. And when I say the whole world, I mean whether the business world is leaning towards this, moving towards this data science, and whether the size of the company can be a small scale industry or a medium one, or it can be a big corporate giant. All of us are forced to move towards this data science. So this data science has captured us to the extent, irrespective of the size of the company, either you scale yourself to adapt this data science or you risk failure at your business. So that is how this guy, I mean, this data science has captured us. So the other side of this evolution of this data science has given us various opportunities. I would say this data science has opened various doors in terms of technological aspects and in terms of business processes and perspectives, and even when it comes to human task forces, this data science has opened wide opportunities for us. So if it has opened so much of opportunities and doors for us to flourish, why don't we embrace it, or why don't we take it? And that is what the main objective of my today's topic. On that note, uh, and this data science has not dawned suddenly on one day after the era of computing. It has got its own fantastic historical background. Let me start with this historical background of data science. And before that, when this data science has given so much of opportunity for us, why don't we take it? So there is a saying, hey, while the sun shines. So, and if you ask me what will happen when it becomes night, this data science is going to exist with us as long as it comes to us to say good morning every day. So it's going to live with us forever. So uh, it is a good opportunity for us to study and explore this data science and embrace it in our business and so on. So on that note, let me move to the historical background of this data science. You know, this is a bone of an animal taken before 60,000 years ago. It was a bone of an animal called hyena, and it was found by the archaeological department of University of Bordeaux in France. And if you ask me, the age of this bone is 60,000 years before. And there itself, people have started using this. You can see the markings there. It's a recording of data from where they can interpret some meaning. So, and this bone belongs to hyena, a kind of a dog-like animal, African animal, and they have used it for recording some facts. And this research also have concluded they would have used this for counting the number of days, could be, or they might have used it for the recording the movements of the astronomical objects like stars or you know comets or any astronomical objects. So the point I'm trying to make is this data science has its way long back history. And then I can give you another classic example. You see, look at this, one of the oldest graphic. I would say that this kind of charts are, graphs are all used and done by our, experts in the age of, 1780s itself. And this gentleman, William Playfair, has come out with this kind of, a chart or a drawing, I would say, which he used it to analyze the exports and imports of Scotland. He is a statistician, and he was studying about the exports and imports of Scotland, where he came out with this kind of charts during that time itself, in the age of 1780s. Yeah. So this was all done manually. We didn't had computers at that time, but the data. The point here is the data is collected and it is used for extracting some informations. Yeah, and then before to this age of 1780, I also give another example here. This gentleman called Tukey, he was a statistician, and he wanted to enhance the process what he was doing in his statistics researches. He found that some sort of enhancements need to be done. And if you ask me, this is the person who coined the term called data analysis, and it was not data science at that time. And you can see his statements. I take to include, among other things, which are procedures for analyzing data, techniques for interpreting the results. So you can see the terms what you have used in the year of 1962 itself got the terms what we are using now, that is data analysis, interpretations of results, and cleaning or analyzing the data, getting it ready for extracting the information. This is all has happened long time before, but only a difference is they didn't had that much of processing power and storage capabilities. So here I would like to say that this wonderful field of data science has got way back history. Yeah. So on that note, when this data science is haunting us or capturing us like this for business and everyday life, let me share with you what is this data science is about. And of course, I would not be getting into the technical pinnings of data science, explaining the neural network algorithms and all. I know that today is Saturday and afternoon and after lunch session. So I would like to make it as a gentle breeze for you guys. Yeah. So let me move to what is this data science is about. If you ask me, this data science, on my perspective, I would say that it is a multifaceted discipline of everything to do with data. It's a multifaceted discipline of everything you can do with the data. When I say discipline, you know, very reputed universities like Asia Pacific University have already started offering specializations in data science, and it is offering various degrees. So this itself has shown us it has gone, or it started in 70s or 60,000 years before. It has come all the way along, and it has evolved so much to the extent it can be called by itself as a discipline. This itself shows a very good example of how it has grown as of today. And other than that, when I say it is multifaceted, multifaceted means, of course, data science can be applied to any field. Data is the hero here, and when you have the data, irrespective of the fields, this data science can be fitted in. So I would say that data science is in physics, data science is in biology, data science is in finance, data science in marketing, and you can keep going. So it's just matter of fitting your head inside these hats. That's all. You have your data, irrespective of your field. This data science can be applied. Yeah. So that is why, of course, it would be a broader definition, but that's what it is. Data science is a multifaceted discipline of everything to do with data. And when I say data is the hero, and this data is needed in massive, and we use this data irrespective of the field and crunch this data, yeah, wrangle this data to extract some meaningful information. And this meaningful information is going to give you some added value, whether it can be to your research or it can be to your business process. So, in nutshell, we can say that data science is an excellent journey from raw data to meaningful information, or I would say that value added to your business, right? That I can add a technical flavor here, and I can say that it is actionable insights. So if you ask me how you can explain data science, means it is an excellent journey or a pleasant journey from raw data to value added information, or if you add a technical flavor to this value added service, you can call it as actionable insights. When I say actionable insights, what do I mean by that? I hope that all of us are using this kind of health related apps in our everyday, in our phone, and we are using it in everyday life. And you see these handphones, what we are using, has got numerous sensors. Whether are we aware of it or not, we don't know. Yeah, it has numerous sensors, and it can able to count our steps, and it can, you see, it collects the steps, which is data, and makes it as an insight when it gives us a chart like this. Yeah, and take me as an example here, and after I look at this, I find maybe towards the end of the week, hey, I am missing so much of steps to be completed for this week. So I can go for an action. Maybe before this week ends, I can go for a long walk to maybe meet this target. So here, my data is the steps which are counted by the sensors, and then it gives me an insight that I'm short of so many steps, and it makes me to trigger an action to go for a walk so that I can complete the balancing steps. So this is an example of actionable insight. Yeah. Let me maybe scale down 2 points more to be a bit technical. You see here. So data science is about creating actionable insights. Let me give you another example. When maybe when I do a business, and when I go for conducting a survey about my about my customer satisfaction, unfortunately I am ending up with around 67 percentage of what dissatisfaction with my customers. So the insight stops there. This chart gives me that so many customers, so many percentage of customers are not satisfied with my service or my product. But actionable insight goes one step ahead of this, and I can go for a driver analysis of why these 67 people are not satisfied, and I'm trying to come out with various factors that influences this dissatisfaction. And I found that this late delivery is one of the major pain point of for my customer to turn away from my company products. So I can take some action regarding this late delivery for investing or doing some policy changes which can drive my business towards the profit line. So this is what actionable insight is about. I know you may be asking, this we have been doing. Yes, but not with the data. What we have been doing is, in the past days, we have subject experts, and we have executives who knows the ebb and flow of our company processes, and they have been in and around of ups and downs of the companies, and based on their heuristic knowledge and gut, I would say gut feeling, they would make a choice that maybe this could be due to poor customer service, and they will go for actions towards improving the customer service. That, of course, I value their experience, but there is a chance of 50-50 failure. But today's world is very competitive. We cannot take these chances. We really cannot take these chances. So, business decisions no more on gut feelings. We need based on facts. It should be data driven. And this is what the gap that data science is filling it up now. Previous days, we got experts, subject experts, who will analyze this data and then they can come out with a, experienced decision. Um, I'm not saying no to that, but sometimes we have risk, and this risk cannot be taken in current scenario where our business is getting very competitive day by day, and that's what data science is filling it about. Yeah, so no more decisions based on guts, and it should be data driven, and data science is doing that. Yeah, we can be concrete clear that this is the decision to be made and based on facts. Yeah, and that is what data science is about. Yeah, so then let me move on. Why do we need it? After I've explained you what is data science is doing, and what is the atmosphere or scenario that is pushing us to use this data science, you can you see the graph. In those days, we go to banks, or we go to any institutions, and we give our data. Data means my maybe my personal details like my name, passport number for opening an account, and the bank employees or institution employees, they generated this data. All right, then we started using this social networking sites and so on, and we started users as consumers, customers. We generated data, and now the machines what we are using is also generating the data. So I would say the growth of data is explosive, is expanding like anything, and we can show a lot of infographics to justify this point that data is keeping on increasing, and that is why we say data. You see, data is compared to oil. Yeah, data is compared to oil because the price and the value of oil is highly increasing. And if you ask, maybe data is also, I would say data is one step ahead of oil, because um, I'm not meaning crude oil. Other oils can perish, but data cannot. Data will not perish at all, and we can always extract meaningful information from this data. So the growth of data we generate is exponential. Yeah, in that case, we needed technologies to house them or to keep them, but those days we didn't had it. But now with the development of exponential technologies like IoTs and cloud storage, this is all not an issue for us. Yeah, we can able to handle as much of as data as easily as possible. Yeah, and that is why I would like to take to this slide. We have for today this Uber. This is one of my favorite slide. The world's biggest taxi company owns no vehicle at all, but still we are running this. Uber is running this taxi company. And if you ask me, this Facebook, one of the leading media provider, they don't prepare or generate any media content for us. We are generating for them, and this is all possible with the help of this kind of exponential technologies. And I can give you the other examples, like this Alibaba, the world largest retailer, has no any inventory stores. And if you ask me, this BNB, the world largest accommodation provider, they don't have a single property of their own, maybe personal, but not for this business. This is all, this Bitcoin, which is one of the highest valued currency, yeah, and it has no banks to account them. So this is all possible because of this, exponential technologies. So this rise of data can be easily housekept with this kind of exponential technologies, and that is why we can able to generate content like this Facebook and all. So being the scenario like that, when we have so much of data, I would like to get into another concept called as social genoming. This social genoming is not new. Hmm? You know, we used to do this in old days when we don't have this kind of computers. For example, to go to village and do a survey, or to know about how many children on what range they are, and so that do that village need a house or not? Sorry, yeah, school or not? This all decided by this kind of social genoming, where we do data collection for a good reason, for a good purpose. And this is what actually extended to something called as digital footprinting. And we need better services as consumers and customers from the company, and company also wants to do better profit and better services. So in that case, when we have this much of technologies to housekeep all of this data generated, then we slowly went into something called as digital footprinting, where our data, our digital traces are all uh, captured by the businesses, and they can turn this data into some business values with the intention of serving us more better and make a profit as well. And that is what we call it as digital footprinting. Let me give you a simple example for it. Yeah, and this is called as clickstream analytics, where the trials of our mouse movements in a web page is after we leave is postmortem. Right? What is postmortem? This they After we visited this website, they go and dissect this website in such a way that the trial of the mouse with this kind of this link is 14%, and this link is 3%, this link is 2%. So our trials can let these business people know what are our likes and dislikes, and then they can use this data to uh, give a better service to us. So this is all possible because of this digital footprinting, and with the intention to get into a better business, and to get a better service as consumers from business organizations. So that is what the digital footprinting is about. So when we have all of this possible, when we have huge amount of data, going back to the digital trials, what we did in a website, how do they make business value out of it is, I would say that that if you torture the data long enough, it will confess. Maybe the torture is a harsh word, but this is done by Ronald Coase. But what we do with this data, what they collected from our digital trials, whether it can be a website where we, hang on the mouse for a period of maybe seconds. So this is all tracked, and then they take it and torture the data, and this data will confess them this is what the consumer like, and this is what the consumer don't like, and based on that they can provide a better service to us. And this is what happening with data science. Yeah. So, and that is why big corporate giants like Tesla, Google, SAP, Amazon is all investing billions and billions of money in this data science. So when this data science can give so much of opportunities, again my point is, why do we need to avoid it? Yeah, and that's the point here, and this is what the necessity of a data science is. And uh, we are in a situation, either scale or fail. As consumers, we need a better service, you need to give your data. And as companies, you wanted to exist in the market, either you scale or fail. So this is what the scenario. And if we, the takeaway of why is it needed is, we are living in the world of digital era, and all our trials and traces are all captured by business providers to give us a better service. And industries need to, and with this data, when it is giving insight, it is just insight. It need to help us to make some actionable insights, and that is possible with the help of data science. And this data science can help the business people to take strategic decisions, so that they can provide better service to us, and they also can excel in the business. And no business decisions are hereafter going to be based on heuristic experience. It is going to be data driven facts, and these facts are collected and analysis can be done. But we need this data science to turn this data into meaningful information, where data science comes in. We have storage infrastructure, we have processing power, but we need to create actionable insights, where we need to wrangle this data, torture this data, to confess something. And this process can be done only with the help of data science, and going through the process of data science. So as consumers also, we need data science, and as business providers also need data science. And that is why the whole world is leaning towards this data science. And that is the takeaway of why do we need this data science. And then, on this note about the necessity and importance of data science, let me take a couple of minutes. Um, as job scopes, what are the opportunities we have in this field of data science? Yeah, of course, if you are a data science enthusiast, um, you always need to end up in a job where data science is there, and also you need a higher salary, and on top of it, whatever you do should make you happy. When you ask me what are the job scopes, if you look at the you know the internet community for jobs of, related to data science, they have different titles. They call it as insight specialist, they call as what lead data analyst, they call data scientists, yeah, they call data engineers. We have various flavors to this data science jobs. Yeah, let me take a couple of minutes to maybe touch bases on it. If you Before we get into what are the jobs available or related to data science, it would be better for us to know what is the actual process or the framework of any data science projects. Yeah, so first we go for collecting the data. It can be digital trials, like how I showed you clickstream analysis. Yeah, where they have postmortem the visit of a customer, and they collected, gathered all the data, and this data can be in a structured form or it can be in unstructured form as a comment given by a customer by voice. So this is all collected, and obviously we will have some noises in data which may not be meaningful to us, and which may not give valuable info to us. In that case, we need to cleanse them, we need to wrangle them, and we have lot of techniques on this called as imputing and so on. So we this is a kind of a prep stage where we prepare the data to be ready for the next operation. Yeah, so that is what data cleaning is about. So it's a kind of if your data is not cleansed properly, it is something what we call it as garbage in, garbage out. So it will reflect the output. So this is very crucial stage of any data science process. After we clean the data, collecting it in different formats, yeah, which is a difficult part of the journey, and then we do exploratory data analysis. Yeah, we bring insights about the data. As if I showed you, out of my customers feedback, I got a 67 percentage of dissatisfaction. That is actually an insight from the existing data, and that is what this EDA process is doing, which is the next stage after this data cleaning. And then uh, we want some actions, we want to make some decisions to be taken. So for that we build machine learning models which can predict something. You have so many percentage of customer churn, or this group of customers are going to churn out for so many, for so and so reasons. So for that we need this machine learning models like neural networks, and a lot of machine learning models are there, and algorithms are there which can come out with this kind of predictions, and we need to build these models, and then we deploy it, or we scale it up to whether it need to be a mobile based application or it need to be a web based application. We go for deployment to the respective platforms. And when this is what actually the process of your data science, where are the roles are coming in. If you ask me, this data collection and data cleaning is all done by some specialists called as data engineers, and they are the persons who are actually responsible for collecting the data and housing it. Yeah, and where it has to be housed, whether it need to be in cloud or it need to be in data servers. This is all, and what's the process you need to do to extract the data which is in an unstructured way. This is all done by this data engineers. And when it comes to data analysts, they take this job, which the data which is housed by these data engineers, and they go up to exploratory data analysis. They bring insights about the data, and they are the one who deal with this analysis phase of this data science. Yeah. Then when it comes to machine learning engineers, they are the one who are responsible for building the models, and they are the one who tune the performance of these machine learning models to get better accuracy results, and they are the one who are capable of scaling it to the respective platforms as well. So then where comes data science scientist means? Data scientist is responsible for the whole process. That means is he going to do each and everything? No, he is responsible. When something goes wrong in any section, he should be capable of handling everything. So I would say this: the role of data scientist is a big role, and he has to wear so many hats to do his job. And that's why data science jobs are called the sexiest jobs, right? So and when it comes to you know call for example, you are looking for a data science role in a company. Different companies, different corporates, they call using different terms. For example, even data analysts who does up to the exploratory data analysis are also called as they called as data scientists. And some they are using the term called as insight specialist. So to me, look at the job description and you see whether it fits your needs or not. and whether it is up to your requirement, or whether your skill set fits in there or not. So that is what, because different companies call this using different names. You need to look at the job description and see whether your skill set fits there or not. And that is what about the various job roles related to data science. Yeah. And then, on that note, let me move to the next. What is going to be the future of data science? It has various wings, and maybe I'd like to touch one or two on it. This is one of the interesting areas called as small data and tiny machine learning models. You know, the biggest issue with this data science projects is sometimes we may not be able to get this, massive data. I have heard some of my students come to me and say, "So we cannot collect that much of data because these machine learning models can perform well only with huge data." And when you go and drive this, you know robustic machine learning models with a small amount of data, this guy will down perform. It's something like you are driving a Ferrari in your village streets. You cannot feel the performance of it. So now this issue is being touched. The research people are looking at how can we make use of small data and make machine learning models with this small amount of quality data. And this is not need to be very massive, because this is not possible in all domains to get huge amount of bulk data. Say for example, we already started using this driverless cars, and when it comes to an emergency scenario, we need to take so much bulk of data to cloud, and it need to come out with a prediction to proceed or not. This all need to be done in a fraction of a second, and the to and fro transaction, if it is delayed even a fraction, or I would say minute second, also would make a difference. And this is becoming a problem. And when it comes to critical applications, this big data processing, and even though we have extreme power, but this very, I would say, minute delay would make a big impact in critical applications. And so now, the research community is targeting towards these small data and tiny machine learning models, where they are going to embed in wearable devices that could help us to make smarter decisions very fast and instant. And that is one of the interesting topic I would like to I'd say that it's a future trend. This massive data problem is going to get addressed by small data and tiny machine learning models. Yeah. And then, as we have already started to trust this data science using machine learning models to make you know uh, this kind of machine learning prediction models, there is another concept which is evolving with the base of data science, called as generative AI, or what you call it as using the synthetic data. Say I'm not for example, I would just like to give you the the concept of it. Assume that I'm not feeling well, but I don't want to avoid this talk today. I can create a model of myself using all of my, scanned pictures of me with the different emotions and so on. And then I put all the pictures, and then I put all my voices, and then I can come out with a model. And then this model can do the presentations for me if I give you the talk, if I give the notes. So this is something like generating AI models using synthetic data, and I hope that all of you might aware of this viral of Tom Cruise TikTok video, and this is a deepfake which is generated using this kind of a generative AI synthetic data. So this has gone viral in 2020, 21, I hope. So this generative AI is also one of the, if we are going to be the promising trend of data science. And the next one I would like to bring in here on the table is this ethical AI. Uh, you know, uh, when we start to depend on these machines too much, and we have trusted it to make decisions for critical situations as well. In that case, um, we are not in a situation to just take it as if it says. And most of these existing machine learning models which are performing accurate are called as black box models. We don't know why it produced what it produced. Yeah, we don't know why it come out with this figure of result, and what is the reason behind it, and we don't have any justifications. Yeah, and this cannot be simply taken when it comes to critical applications. When it goes to a Netflix movie recommendation, I don't mind sitting and watching a recommendation given by this Netflix, which is not of my taste. Maybe I will take 15 or 30 minutes, and then I don't mind, I will close this movie. But when it comes to you know critical decision of making a call for proceeding an operation with a patient, or giving a judgment to an accused based on this AI prediction, we need explainability there. And that was, in a broader term, they call it as ethical AI, because we started to trust it, but the decisions need to be what ethical, and it need to be justified. And this is one of the promising area which I found based on my study and my research. And that's it. And when it comes to here, where is the you're talking about the AI, where is data science is about? I can tell you that, you see, this big data is the fuel. Yeah, and this big data is the fuel. And you know this AI is the engine. And I would say this data science is the core of the physics that makes the combustion to take place, and make the pistons to move, and engine to run. This is what the analogy I'm giving you here. All of them are tied up in this way, and data science is the hardcore physics that makes the combustion to take place and makes these pistons go up and down, which will run the engine. In that case, I hope you understand the importance of data science and how it is going to rule us in the coming future. And that is about data science, and that is what I would like to share with you. So hope that's it. Thank you for listening me, and over to Jesse for questions.
Hi, thank you, Dr. Naushad. So this is actually a very fruitful sharing from Dr. Naushad. And yeah, as by description, okay, so the jobs demand is actually increased, okay, almost in every industry. So it's really something that is a big things now and futures. So ladies and gentlemen, yeah, we are having the Q&A section right now. You can just drop all your questions at the comment box at your side. So yeah, we will actually share to Dr. Naushad, and then he will answer you one by one. So here we go. We have the first questions from Simon. Does data science have saturations? Yeah, Dr.
Yeah,
Naushad.
it's a good question. Every field, I hope it will have a up and down, but when it comes to data science, I feel like we sometimes I have the confusion whether we are living in the community of data. It is supposed to be humans generated the data, but sometimes I'm getting a confusion that humans are living in the community of data. We are so dependent on this data. We go to bed with data. I mean, we go with WhatsApp messages and responding to emails, and tomorrow morning also we wake up with data, checking up, listening to MP3s and so on. So data is mixed in our life, and I don't think this will have a saturation. The data is something like an oil. Without oil, I think the whole world cannot survive. The same thing. So it is not going to have a saturation. It keeps increasing. So data science will have its future forever.
Thank you, Dr. Nausha. I believe that you have already answered questions by of Simon. So we have another question here from Faha Osman. What is the most difficult path in data science?
Yes, it's a pleasant journey if you enjoy it, but of course, life is not that easy as if we expect, right? So, when it comes to the process of data science, we went for data collection, then we went for data cleaning, and then the exploratory data analysis is coming in, right? And the first the data cleaning part, I would say that carries the 60% of the whole data science projects. So in that case, data collection and data cleaning is the most vital and difficult part, based on my understanding, Jesse. Yeah, I hope I answered my question. Yeah.
Okay, no problem. So I think this, yeah, we have one more question from Brian Bruckner. So will there come a time that data scientists become redundant as AI advances future? Brothers.
Will there come a time data scientist becomes redundant as
Yeah, as AI advances further. As
so
AI is more advanced, will it become redundant?
so if I get this question correct, as AI advances, for the data scientists become redundant, meaning that I would say that AI is something engine, and this AI always needs this data science to make the magic happen. Yeah, so both of them have to go together. Yeah, so this will proceed further, and they will have their individual tracks, based on my understanding, Bhuvna. Mm. I hope I answered this question. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe you have answered the
Mm.
questions. Yeah. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you have more questions, you can always visit us at our website at www.apu.edu.my or visit us at our campus today until 5 p.m. We have open day. So yeah, we shall see you again. Don't forget to follow us in our YouTube channel as well as our Facebook. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Naushat. Okay, this is a very good sharings. And yeah, we will see you again. Stay tuned. Thank you and
Thank you.
goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for watching us. Yeah. Thank you.